It started with laughter, the kind that burns more than it amuses. A crowd had gathered on Main Street, phones up, recording every second. At the center stood a woman, calm, silent, eyes steady. Across from her, a uniformed cop smirked, his voice dripping with arrogance. He mocked her words, her tone, even her skin. "Another one of them, huh?" he said, chuckling as the crowd watched. But what he didn't know, what none of them knew, was that this woman wasn't the victim he thought she was. In less than a minute, that smirk would fade, his laughter would die, and his entire career would crumble with just one move from her hand. Her name was Alicia Parker, a senior federal agent with the Department of Justice. To anyone passing by that day, she looked ordinary. Jeans, hoodie, no visible badge. She'd stopped at a street market on her day off, coffee in one hand, groceries in the other. But what started as a peaceful morning took a sharp turn when a store clerk accused her of trying to walk out without paying. Alicia turned, calm but firm. "I paid. Check your register." The clerk's voice rose. "Don't get loud with me." Seconds later, a police cruiser pulled up. Officer Mark Reynolds, known for his aggressive crowd control, stepped out with swagger. Without asking a question, he went straight into accusation mode. "Let's not make a scene, ma'am," he said loudly, just as people began to stare. Alicia tried to explain, but he cut her off, laughing under his breath. "You people always got an excuse." The words landed like a slap. The crowd grew silent, phones came up. He didn't care. He wanted an audience. What he didn't realize was that his own arrogance had just built the stage for his public downfall. Officer Reynolds strutted in front of her like a performer on command. He spoke louder, mocking her every sentence. "Oh, you paid? Sure. And I'm the president." People laughed nervously, some whispering, some shaking their heads. Alicia stood motionless, her breathing even, her eyes locked on his badge number. Years in law enforcement had taught her patience, not submission. Still, every insult felt like a match being lit, slow, burning, deliberate. She'd seen this scene too many times in her career, but never from this side. "Open your bag," he ordered. "I don't consent to a search," she replied calmly. He grinned. "That's not how this works when you're caught." Caught. The word twisted in her chest. Not because she was scared, but because she knew this man didn't see her as human. He saw a stereotype, and he was about to pay the price for it. When she didn't move, he reached for her wrist. "Don't touch me," she warned, steady but cold. The crowd gasped. He smirked. "What are you gonna do? Call your lawyer?" Alicia took one slow step back. Her voice dropped to a level that made even the spectators lean closer. "No," she said, "but you might want to call your supervisor." Reynolds laughed again, trying to cover his discomfort. "Big talk. Who do you think you are?" That's when she reached into her bag. Slowly, deliberately. His hand flew to his holster. "Hands up," he barked. She didn't flinch. She pulled out a small black case and flipped it open. The silver emblem inside gleamed in the afternoon sun. For a split second, the world froze. The crowd fell silent. Reynolds blinked, confused. Alicia's voice was calm, but it cut through the air like steel. "Special Agent Alicia Parker, Department of Justice. I oversee internal misconduct investigations." The words hit harder than any slap could. Reynolds stepped back, eyes darting to the cameras still recording. "Wait. This is a misunderstanding." "No," she interrupted. "This is a pattern." She took a step forward, badge gleaming. "You mocked me. You tried to search me. You humiliated me in public without cause. And now you'll answer for it." The crowd erupted. Some clapped, some cheered, others just stared, stunned. Reynolds lowered his gaze, his voice breaking. "Ma'am, I didn't know." "That's the problem," she said. "You didn't want to know." In that single moment, the balance of power flipped. The man who laughed minutes ago now stood trembling before the woman he tried to humiliate. The next day, every local news channel played the footage. Headlines read, "Officer humiliates black woman. Turns out she's a federal agent." The police department issued an apology. Reynolds was suspended pending investigation. But for Alicia, justice wasn't about revenge. It was about the message left behind. She didn't need to raise her voice, threaten, or fight back. Her calmness, her composure, that was her power. Because the truth is, racism doesn't always scream. Sometimes it laughs. Sometimes it mocks. And sometimes it gets silenced by the very people it tries to break. As Alicia walked away from that street, the same crowd that once stared in judgment now looked at her with respect. One woman whispered, "That's how you fight back." Alicia smiled faintly, not with pride but with purpose. Because some lessons don't need words. Just one moment of truth,